Hey, what's going on, guys? We'll be checking out the 2018 Honda Accord interior. So this bad boy is quite new to the Canadian market. You'll see it around in the streets. This spec'd out specific one is the 2018 Honda Accord Touring. On the exterior, it has the black Sport package. So what distinguishes the Touring from the Sport is the Touring will have a different set of 19-inch rims as well as a blacked out front grille. This specific vehicle has that blacked out front grille just for the aesthetics. So we'll just be looking at some of Honda's new features like this sort of semi-virtual cockpit. So right now it's showing the tachometer, average fuel, my fuel consumption, range, trip, speed odometer, lane keep assist, active cruise control, and obviously speedometer and fuel. So for this car, like with all Hondas now, they all come standard with the safety features. So you look down here, that's safety features. Press that button, we can scroll down, look at all of the features: road mitigation, blind spot, collision, and yep, that's pretty much it. And obviously it comes with front and rear sensors. Oh, sorry, not front sensors, rear sensors. So with this car, very great, especially for the Canadian market. Heated steering, voice command, call, pick up, call, answer, volume knob. That was a huge issue in the previous Accord. Now it's fixed. And just some other buttons for like the cruise control, so on and so forth. Pretty self-explanatory. So now for the digital part of the cockpit that can actually be changed, if you hit this home button right here, you can see it starts with tachometer, simple tach, range of fuel. That was the screen we were just on. Speed and time, not very special. Audio, music, phone, navigation. It'll just, if you have like a navigation here, it will tell you directions. Driving support, again, active cruise control, all that kind of stuff. Driver's attention, not all that special, but it'll notice if you're veering off and it'll kind of give you a warning. Okay, so going back to the heads-up display, maintenance, suggested maintenance, oil life, maybe it's time for an oil change soon. Safety support, that's kind of the previous button I showed you earlier, over there. None. Okay. So I prefer it at range and fuel, just so I know I'm driving. And looks like I've been driving not so hot, but when you have fun, you have fun. Okay, so now to the main part of this car, the navigation unit. Really good navigation unit, very clear, all in one spot. So you can pinch, zoom in, zoom out with our fingers, or just use the button here. But nothing really special there. You got your phone, navigation, which we're looking at, FM radio, and obviously all of our songs. Okay, then home, phone, obviously same thing, Bluetooth audio, smartphone connection, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, expect nothing less. Trip computer, yeah, driving really garbage. Okay, going back, SMS messages, Sirius XM, YouTube, USB, system updates, hotspot, AT&T, and NFC manager. So, if you have an Android device, you just tap your phone here and it will automatically pair with the infotainment. Does not work on Apple products, so sorry iOS users, but Android users will rejoice. Now, this specific Touring has both heated and cooled seats. Okay, perfect on a Canadian winter day like this. Heated seats, amazing, along with the heated steering wheel. Get your air circulation, so on and so forth. And it has a nice party trick for the air conditioning. If you'd look, want to make it go hotter, temperature goes red. Want to make it go colder, goes blue. And really nice. Change the modes right there. Fan speed, rear, side view mirrors, so on and so forth. Push to sync. And what's good is the ventilated seats comes on both sides, not just one, and as well as the 3 level heated seats, 3 level vented seats. Here, if you can see, like with the old Accord, has a wireless charging pad. You don't have to turn it on, in my opinion. I don't think that's a necessity like the previous one you had to. You just put your phone in, it'll automatically charge. Obviously for phones that are compatible with wireless charging, USB socket for smartphone connection, and 12-volt sockets. Now, this is the real elephant in the room with some people. No shift lever. It's the 10-speed automatic transmission that comes with the Touring 2.0 turbo, which this one is. Has a drive, neutral, reverse, and park, and obviously your Econ Sport and parking brake and brake hold. Now, in my opinion, from driving this car for about 5,000 kilometers, this is not so bad. People, you know, they think it's the end of the world. The whole trend of buttons is, you know, it's going away from what cars really meant to be. But I'll tell you this, it really does not impede at all with my driving habits and the way I normally drive. It's just different. It's just different. You just press a button and that's how you shift. It gets a little bit time used to because I do have another car that has a shifter and I'm just kind of used to just, you know, throwing the shift lever. But you get used to it very quickly. It's no problem at all. What's also great is this brake hold. It's a very luxury feature, it seems to be, for some vehicles. I also have an Audi and that doesn't even have a brake hold feature, only in Europe. And it's great, you know, for people who go through drive-thrus constantly. Seats are 8-way adjustable and 4-way adjustable respectively. And in this vehicle, you get rear heated seats, which is amazing. And 2 USB ports in the back. Overall, great vehicle, definitely would recommend. And one more feature I left till the very end is the heads-up display. Now, if you look, heads-up display is showing the current kilometers and the compass. You can just, with this button, right here, this button, you can change the HUD. So if I press the button, there we go. Now I have a tachometer. That's, truthfully, I don't know what those. That's nothing. That's if you're in the lanes, lane keep assist, and that's the compass. Now, one more thing, if you're in the navigation, you set a destination. Here, it will tell you in the heads-up display arrows. It will give you directions on whether to turn right, left, U-turn, so on and so forth, in the actual display. As well as when you're driving on local roads, it will give you the street name on the road, which I think is a really great feature. Overall, Honda really hit it out of the park with this car. Definitely would recommend it. This specific one will run you about 40 grand Canadian in the Canadian market. That's obviously before tax and interest. Not a cheap car, but really worth it. The old one was just god-awful. The 2.4, 4-liter, the CVT. People miss the V6. I say don't bother with that. The 4-cylinder is way more powerful than it needs to be. Honestly, it has exactly the same power specs as the Audi A4. 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, which again is more than enough. And this is only a front-wheel drive car, so it will spin tires if you let it. If you're looking for something a bit more cost-effective, the Sport model will be great, although you lose on some of the creature comforts, but you know, cost, and you see what you need and what your budget is, right? What another thing here is some cost cutting. Auto windows only on the front, not the rear. And yep, folding mirrors. And now there's one cool party trick. If you see how my mirror is set to right, if I put the car in reverse, I'm going to put the car in reverse, and this is what's going to happen. The mirror on the right side is going to go downward, which is very good because this car is 16 feet long and it's freaking large. So pointing it downward helps you see the lines on the road, or the parking lines, which is very helpful. Parking this car is not easy because it has a very poor turning radius, large 19-inch tires. You know, did I mention it's 16 feet long? It's a big ass car. So, you know, beware. So now I'll be taking on the look of the outside of the car. I can speak English. So if you look, yeah, that's the beautiful beep it makes. 19-inch rims, comes on the Touring. That's to lock the car, and pressure sensor on the back to unlock the car. Good. 2.0 Touring. Nice, of course, side badging. And obviously this is what's the main part of this car, the headlights. And this is what I was talking about with the Sport. Blacked out. Overall, so my verdict for this car definitely is it's worth the money. If you're in the market for a almost premium full-size family sedan, this is your car. Definitely would get this over the Camry. The Camry's interior, it's nice, although it's a bit not modern enough for me, if that makes sense. And they just recently introduced Apple CarPlay, I believe, and they're working on Android Auto, so that's something to keep in mind. You know, so look into that. It's a nice car on the outside, definitely I will give it that, but on the inside I definitely will give the points to this car. And just the way this car drives with the 10-speed auto is just amazing. One more thing I forgot to mention, Honda Link and emergency assistance, sunroof, you know, kind of standard, you expect that, you know. These lights I customized, made them white instead of yellow, you know, cost cutting. It is Honda at the end of the day. So, final verdict, definitely a great car. Would purchase if you're in the market for a full-size sedan. Made from Honda, so reliability, cheap cost, and overall sense of security and pleasantness with this car. You can get it for a good price. Honda has its red flag events bi-yearly. Check within your local dealer. If you're looking for a better deal, maybe go for the Sport. You get the 10-speed auto with the 2.0 turbo, and you kind of avoid that god-awful CVT. Little backstory with me, I've had the old Accord, and it's just god-awful. The CVT really is what made me get rid of that car. It wasn't a bad car, it's just that CVT just drove me nuts. It revved to like 4,000 or 5,000 just, you know, to get the car accelerating. And this car just seamlessly shifts and, you know, goes through the gears like it's nothing. Very comparable to the Germans. Obviously, it's not German, it's Japanese, and that's what's really the mind blower. So if you're interested, take a look at it, but this is Canada Cars, and I put my thumbs up for this car. And one more thing, guys, this is the remote keyless entry. Got lock, unlock, car starter, trunk, panic, Honda, driver 2. To remote start the car, you press the lock button once, and then you hold down this button for about 2 seconds, and then you should see a flash on the Honda, and the car will start.